Hello, welcome to our class. In this class, we'll be learning how to make a female long sleeve shirt. So the measurements I'll be working with would be displayed on the screen. So the first measurement we'll be taking is going to be 1/2 inch from the top part of our paper. This measurement is a shoulder line measurement. So after taking our shoulder line measurement, the next measurement we'll be taking is going to be our button stand. It's also called placket. That's where our button will be lined up. So the measurement I'm working with is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from the top of the paper to the end part of the paper. So basically you're just going to measure 1.5 inches all through this point. After you've measured the 1.5 inches, you're going to connect with your straight rule. This measurement is not standard. You can use 2 inches or more. It all depends on how much fabric you're working with and how much you want there. So after taking the measurement, the next measurement to take is a shoulder measurement divided by 2. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 7.5, and the neck width I'm working with is 3 inches. The neck depth I'm working with is 3 inches as well. So afterwards, I'll connect my points together like so. So after connecting the point, the next measurement is going to be our shoulder slope. This measurement is 1 inch from where you marked your shoulder measurement. After marking it, you connect it to your neckline. So after marking our shoulder slope, the next measurement we'll be taking is a armhole measurement. Our armhole measurement is our bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. So mine is 7.5. So the measurement I have on my shoulder line, I'll also bring it there so that I can achieve a straight line. So after connecting this line, the next measurement I'm going to take is going to be the armhole curve. So to achieve our armhole curve, we're going to take the midpoint of our shoulder measurement. Mine is 7.5 divided by 2, and I have 3.75. At that point, you're going to mark 1/2 inch inwards. So after marking 1/2 inch, next thing to do is to take your bust circumference divided by 4. So you're not adding any allowance to this point. So all you're going to take is going to be your bust measurement divided by 4. So mine is 9. So after doing that, you're going to connect the point, your bust point, to the 1/2 inch point you had measured earlier, and then to your shoulder slope, like so. So this is it. This is basically what you have to do to achieve your armhole curve. So after doing this, the next thing to do is going to be the length. You're going to measure the length of your shoulder, the length of your shirt rather. You're going to measure the length of your shirt, your half length, because that's what we're working with. We just need the half length. Measurements from our shoulder to our waistline. Mine is 16.5. Then our shoulder to the length of our shirt, I'm working with the length of 25 inches. So I'll measure out the length of 25 inches with my 2 inches allowance, which is now 27 inches altogether. Afterward, I'll just rule my line across. So I'll go ahead and label to avoid confusion. So this part is our waistline, then our length, and this part is our armhole. So after labeling, I'll go ahead and place our body measurement. So the waist measurement I'm working with is 30. So 30 divided by 4, I have 7.5. So I'll mark it. So all the measurements around our body is going to be divided by 4. That's her bust measurement is divided by 4. Our waist measurement is also divided by 4. So the measurement around the length area is also divided by 4. So the measurement there I'm working with is the measurement round the low part of my waist. That's that area that is almost close to the hip, and that's where my shirt is going to be sitting around. I'm going to be placing the measurements I have around that region of the body divided by 4. So after doing that, the next thing to do is to place our allowance. So I'll be working with 3 inches allowance. 2 inches is going to go for ease so that the shirt won't be tight on the body, and then 1 inch is going for the seam allowance. So take note, you can add as much allowance as you please. It all depends on what you're working with, but for me 2 inches is okay for my ease, and then the 1 inches is okay for my seam allowance. So after you've done that, you connect your points together, and this is what your shirt should look like. So if you notice in shirts, there are some shirts that just go straight, and there are some that have this curve. So I'm going to be having curve on my own shirt. So I'll just measure from the down part of the shirt upwards. I'll measure 2.5 inches. You can work with 1, you can work with 3, you can work with 2. It all depends on how high you want the curve to be. So after you've marked, you just connect it to the hem of your shirt. You connect it back to the original line of your shirt. And we are almost close to finishing with the front part of the shirt. So after doing this, just blend it. Make sure you don't have any sharp edge. Just blend it, and then you are going to bring in the curve for the neck of your shirt. You can use your free hand or your ruler. If you have a French curve, you can use your French curve, or you just draw it with your free hand. So this will be it for the front part of the shirt. There's no shoulder allowance, nothing. So you just have to cut through. And this is basically all for the front part of the shirt. The length of your shirt is not limited to 25 inches. You can make it longer, you can make it shorter. It all depends on how you want it to be. The allowance too is also not limited to 3 inches, like I said earlier. You can add up to 4 inches or 4.5. It all depends on how free you want your shirt to be. So when you're cutting the neckline, I'll always advise you fold in your button stand before cutting the neck part of the shirt. It makes sewing the button stand even and smooth. It makes it very easy for you to work with. So this will be it for the front part of the shirt. And then for the back part of the shirt, we are not doing much for the back part. We're all going to trace the front part of this shirt onto a new paper. For the back part, so the back part is going to be carrying some modification. We are going to adjust the button placket. We'll take that away. So you just fold it in. Make sure you fold it in evenly. You're not leaving any part bigger than the other part. So you fold it in evenly. Adjust it to the beginning of your paper. So it should start at that beginning. You can secure it with a pin so that your paper does not shift. So I'm just securing mine with a pin so that it doesn't shift. After doing that, you trace the front of your shirt. You trace it. So I'm starting with the shoulder. I'll trace the shoulder of the shirt to the new paper. So for the armhole area, remember in the front piece we went in by 1/2 inch. So for the back piece of this clothes, we are coming out by 1/2 inch. We are replacing what we had taken out from the front piece. This is so our shirt can sit very well on the body. So you connect the points, the 1/2 inch you had come out with, you connect it to the armhole and then to the shoulder line. So after connecting it, every other part is going to be traced the same way it is on the front piece. So I'll just go ahead and use my ruler to make the work very easy. So after tracing every other part, we'll come to the neckline. So the neck part of the shirt will be working with the neck depth of 1 inch. So I'll just connect my point, and that is it for the back part of the shirt. The measurement for your back neck should not exceed 1 inch, so your collar can sit very well on your shirt, so that it can fit the neck part very well. If it exceeds 1 inch, you have it looking very big. It will affect the whole work. So make sure you leave your back neck measurement at 1 inch. So after that, just cut out, and this is what you are going to have. This is the back part of the shirt. This is what it's supposed to look like. So the difference between the front piece and the back piece is the armhole and the neck. So now, to achieve the yoke on your shirt, you're going to put away your back piece. You put away the back piece of your shirt. Then on the shoulder line of your front shirt, you're going to measure 1 inch downwards. So you measure 1 inch downwards across the shoulder of your shirt. This part will be taken to the back part of your shirt. This is what is going to create the yoke on your shirt. That extension of the shoulder in the front of your shirt, this is how you're going to do it. So you measure 1 inch from the top part of your shirt. Make sure to indicate with an arrow, so putting it to the back part will be easy and less confusing. So you bring the back part of your shirt, and then what you're going to do is flip the piece you have. You flip it. You see what I did there? You flip it. So the arrow now will be facing down the shoulder of your back piece. Then with your seal tape or your solo tape, just gum it together like so. Make sure you get this point properly. It should not overlap. It should just start exactly where the back shoulder stops. Just take your time and make sure you secure it with your tape. So the back shoulder is now longer than the front shoulder of the shirt. So if you put it together, if you join the shoulder together, you find out that the joining is no longer on the natural shoulder line, but now extends towards the front part of the shirt. So this will be all for the drafting of the shirt. The sewing part of the shirt is going to be continued in our next class.